So today we're going to be talking about the Mega Backdoor Roth, which you might have heard of, and it sounds really fancy. Essentially, a Mega Backdoor Roth, there's a couple of different things that you need to understand in order to understand the Mega Backdoor Roth. Basically, you have two different limits that add up to a single limit inside of your 401k plan. Now, that overall limit, the total amount that you and your employer can contribute to that account is 72,000 in 2026. And essentially, you can contribute up to 24,500 of that amount directly either in a pre-tax or a Roth form. Now, once you get to that point, your company likely will continue to contribute whatever your match is. But let's say you max out your 401k at, I don't know, in September. Now, the rest of your contributions for the year are going to be going in as after tax contributions if you've maxed out the Roth and the pre-tax form at that, 24,500 amount. So the remaining amount, like I said, will go in as after tax. Now, what you could do if you have a very high income and your cash flow is really good is you could take, instead of contributing, obviously that pre-tax or Roth amount anymore, you could basically max fund, to that $72,000 limit. And basically, instead of investing that, then you can convert that to Roth directly. So what this is really a way for high income earners to max fund the 401k and get a lot of Roth contributions in. So that's basically what it is. The problem it solves for some people is basically not being able to contribute to a Roth account because of your income, or maybe, like I said, you max out your 401k really early in the year and you still want to save to a retirement account. So you can continue to do that, and then basically convert those after tax contributions to Roth. So saying mega backdoor Roth makes it sound really fancy, but that's basically the bottom line of what this actually is. So, one thing to understand too is that most 401k plans don't actually allow it. And honestly, most people don't have the need for it because their income is either not large enough to actually take advantage of it, or their employer contributions, aren't really a factor there either. So, there's some situations where it might make sense. Obviously, I've kind of mentioned some. If your income is really high and you're looking for any possible way to get some sort of tax deferral on your savings or tax advantage to your savings, obviously, if you're really trying to catch up in retirement saving, so maybe you feel like you're a little behind, or you're kind of in those final years, that's another example where it might make sense. Some areas where it may not make sense would be if you have a large purchase coming up, that you've been planning on or that's part of your goals, and it's not, you wouldn't be old enough to withdraw from a retirement account. So I actually just did another video on this about saving too much for retirement, and this really dovetails nicely because this strategy is basically max funding your retirement and in the largest way that you can using a regular 401k account. That's basically what you're doing. And if that doesn't sync up with your short and midterm goals, then maybe that's not the right strategy for you. There's a lot to take in there. I would say the bottom line is, reevaluate what your short and midterm goals are before max funding, just a retirement account, because there's other ways that you can save if your goals, may not relate back to that. Of course, if, this is a question that you have, we're always here to help you answer it. And I hope you have a good day. Thanks.